The Hollywood Film Awards presented by Dodge.
All right. Those are the first words I ever did say on film, and it's always a good kickoff for me. Thank you. You know, you win an award like this, and they tell you you're going to get it, and you start thinking about your history a little bit, and thought about mine. I've seen some people here tonight that I was part of the films with them. Richard Linklater, for one, who gave me my start in this business in 1992. Where I first said those words, all right, and Dazed and Confused. Also worked with him in Newton Boys and Bernie. He just won a Screenwriter's Award. Sandra Bullock's here, down in Mississippi on a nice story, Time to Kill. Lee Daniels, Leonardo. Hello, sir, from The Paperboy. And we got Jared Leto and Miss Garner, who we've worked together, Jennifer and I, a couple times, but Jared and Jennifer and I on this film, Dallas Buyers Club. I want to talk about the last couple of years, which was a really nice evolution for me in my career. I started choosing experiences in the roles I was taking, and man, it's been the most wonderful adventures I've had the last 2 years. I really feel my career and my own life resonating and feeling more like one than they ever have. Found some very original characters, most of them some sort of anti-hero who lived on the fringe, in some very specific stories, also headed by some directors with some very single-minded visions. I lost money for the first time ever in my career over the last 2 years, but I did have a hell of a lot of fun. That's true. Films like Bernie. I worked with Rick again in Bernie, a little engine that could, you know. That movie came out and just wouldn't leave. It just kept chugging. Killer Joe, that little comedy I did with William Friedkin. The Paperboy with Lee Daniels. Magic Mike with Steven Soderbergh. Mud, that was a beautiful dreamer, written and directed by a real poet, Jeff Nichols. Wolf of Wall Street, which hasn't come out yet, but boy, I had a lot of fun on that. Talk about first times. I remember I was driving to go meet Mr. Martin Scorsese in New York. I was getting driven anyway to go meet him and talk about this role in Wolf of Wall Street. And it hit me. It was like, 23 years ago, you were in film school studying this guy's work, and now you're going to meet him for a job. And I got tickled off of that. And then all of a sudden, I got out of the car and I stopped and I said, wait a minute. Not only are you going to meet him for a job, somebody drove you to meet him for a job. Yeah. And lastly, this one that's coming out here soon, one I'm very proud of, Dallas Buyers Club. Dallas Buyers Club, script that's been around Hollywood for over 16 years. It was on my desk for 4 years. It was something when I first read it, I said, I know I've got to be a part of this. I want to be this man, Ron Woodruff. This story is that great, that original, that anarchic, that true, that heartfelt, that good of medicine, but also highly entertaining. It was just this wild bull ride that I said, I've got to be a part of that and somehow get it made. Well, I tried a few times after each film I would finish, and other people said they wanted to get it made, but the cash never came up. After 4 years, I put the stake in the sand and said, we're going to make it this fall. I was talking out of my ass. I didn't know if we were going to make it that fall, but we said we're going to make it this fall. Some pieces came together. Jean-Marc Vallée came on, so it was another good piece, and then the casting started. The money slowly came in, not all of it. And I got a call a week before we were going to shoot from Jean-Marc. He says, Mathieu, the money, they say 25 days, and it's under $5 million. I don't know how I'm going to make this film. He's like, don't think I can. And then I said, well, man, I'll be there in New Orleans on day one next week if you will. And he was like, absolutely. So we showed up. The rest of the money caught up with us, and we got it made. Story about Ron Woodruff. Real life, a guy in Dallas, Texas, 1986, two-bit electrician, 7th grade education, gets HIV. Told he has 30 days to live. Nobody knew about HIV at that time. Even the medical field didn't know what to do with it. And he became a scientist. He became an expert. He broke the law, went through the law and around it to find out and figure out ways to extend his life and a whole lot of others. And it was just an amazing story, and that's what we're going to share with you on November 1st with the United States anyway. As I said, one I knew I had to make and one that I was willing to fight for. I also like to thank Jean-Marc, who was incredible to collaborate with. Jared and Jennifer, who were really fierce about keeping the humanity grounded in their characters in this story that we all felt was that important. And so many people, the producers, and so many people that kept this thing alive. Glad they didn't get it made before I got it, but they kept it alive for 16 years. So I thank them as well. Now, finally, when life's going all right and you're succeeding and things are feeling good and you're having some satisfaction, you've got goals and you're getting them, we all know that there's people around us that support us and create a world with which we can go do what we do. I want to thank a few of those people that were real important in the last few years of my life. One, my agent, Jim Toth, this 4 years ago, I went to him and I said, Jim, we're gonna recalibrate the career right now. And I'm not don't feel like doing this, this, and this. And I said, dude, it's gonna get dry. And he goes, oh, it's gonna get dry. And it got dry. But he never flinched. We never flinched, and we kept it real simple. And we came out here, a new evolution, another evolution of the same career. Another person is a woman, some of you may know, a woman, Penny Allen. She's a woman who's taught me what acting can be and taught me about what acting can become. And thirdly, my wife, Camilla. Thanks for not only letting me be obsessed, but demanding that I be obsessed. She's the one when I said, I think I can only do 3 out of these 4 films. She says, you want to do 4? I said, yeah. She said, well, grab your sack and do it, man. No, she makes sure I never have to look in the rearview mirror when I go to work. Thank you for that. Other than that, I can honestly tell you I'm really loving what I get to do as a career, loving acting, and I appreciate the award. Just keep living. Have a good night.